President Trump's auto tariffs are here, and that means
a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
But no car, not even a US-built Ford F-150, is 100% US made. Just look inside.
It's made up of thousands and thousands of parts. Those parts come from over 24 different countries.
Countries like Mexico, Canada, Romania. Trump wants these parts to say made in the US. But moving all of this is not so simple.
To lift and shift that whole thing, that's kind of like saying, pick up the state of Maine and move it over to Wyoming. Could you do it? I suppose you could, but man, it would be tough duty.
So let's break it down to understand what Trump is trying to do with a slew of new tariffs and why automakers are warning it could backfire. This chart shows where cars sold in the US are coming from. All of these cars now face that 25% auto tariff. But this 53% of US-made cars is also affected by that tariff because of all of those foreign parts.
Some of the major components, this is for the Ford F-150. We have half shafts. They're from Canada. We have tires. These come from Korea. Of course, you have to have wheels. In this case, styled, tractive wheels. These all come from Mexico.
Those tires from South Korea will face that auto tariff. Those parts from Canada and Mexico, well, that's where it gets complicated. Eventually, they will face the auto tariff and an additional Mexico-Canada tariff. For some parts, like a transmission, there will be a lot of content to consider. Take a look at this map showing how Canadian manufacturer Linamar creates transmissions for the US market today. It takes 7 border crossings before that part is in a car being sold in the US. These 3 crossings into the US would eventually face Trump's tariffs. And even if the manufacturing of all of this was moved into the US, this part, the raw steel, would still be subject to Trump's 25% tariff on imported steel and aluminum. A Cox Automotive estimate shows a car made in the US would incur $3,000 in costs from the Canada-Mexico tariffs, plus another $3,000 from the tariffs on foreign-made auto parts. Then research shows an added $400 for the steel and aluminum tariffs.
You could see a stop in production of a number of vehicles.
Trump's goal, however, is to pressure automakers to make them in the US instead. Analysts say even shifting a foreign-made part to a US supplier can take months. So either choice, moving production or facing the tariffs, come with added costs, some of which economists say will be passed on to consumers. That will push up already elevated car prices. This could then tamp down demand and slow production. Automakers are still waiting for clarity on the extent and application of the various tariffs.